Good morning, East Texas. It's time to rise and shine with the sun. The Grand Saline sun. Right here on VZTV. Grab your coffee and come join the fun.
All righty, here we are on another week in this round trip around the sun. And so today it is June 29th. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Me and the family had a wonderful time over at the Wills Point 250th Red, White, and Blue Festival over there. They had a great fireworks show. They had a great crowd. Everything was free. I mean, it was a wonderful event, and so I want to thank the Wills Point community for inviting us in and doing such a great job in celebrating our 250th birthday as
I need to know where they got those fireworks.
Well, there were some awesome fireworks. It was a fun, like I said, it was a fun time. Mm-hmm. Just so y'all know, so y'all are up to date, what's going to happen is my son is going to be basically taking over the show for the remainder of the show.
Very special guest.
Yes, Corbin and Oscar, which I'll let them tell you a little bit more about their past. But one thing that we could say is positive about technology is Corbin was, how old were you, Corbin, when you met Oscar?
Somewhere in intermediate school.
Yeah, so he was young,
Like
and
11,
they had this thing called Xbox Live, which basically is a kid's version of a CB and a gaming system or however you want to talk it. So they would get in there and they would play games and they would talk, and they never met each other throughout the years, throughout high school and all this. And they've been friends all this time. Well, Oscar's made a trip down here to us and visited. Corbin's made a trip up there to them and visited with them. And what was really cool is both of them were really engaged in sports that not just everybody would get involved in. Corbin was a dirt tracker. Oscar was a boxer. And Oscar's dad is a big-time boxer, and so there's future content there. But anyway, Oscar has grown into a Golden Glove boxer, and today go ahead and pop it up on the screen, Corbin. I am going to be booking out of here shortly because Governor Greg Abbott, the governor of the state of Texas, is going to be in Canton today, and so I have got plans, and I'm going over there to catch that. And so I can go in and get as best of a spot as I can to shoot the best angles for you guys. I'm going to be doing a little intro here, and I'm going to cover the weather, and we're going to scroll some gas prices. And I don't even know how much I'm going to talk because Katie has gotten almost as experienced as I have at this because, I mean, she's been on every show. And Corbin's got all this planned out for you. And, I mean, when you get to hear these two talking, and don't make fun of Oscar's accent,
there
guys.
There will be made fun of.
Oh, yeah, it is definitely. It's interesting because he is from Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah.
And you know
anyone, if you listen to Ryan, the way he says O.
Oh, yes.
Or just like the way he pronounces any word with an O in it is just, you can hear he's from Minnesota, is it?
No, he's from Canada. Yeah,
his family is from
Canada. Yeah,
Canada?
Yeah, they come down when they have Alberta license plates in.
I thought they had some land down in Minnesota.
I don't know. They may have. Who knows?
Well, when he talks about it, you can hear him say Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can just hear it.
They drive down here.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, that truck sat in a garage down here.
But if it
Europeans can never.
If it makes you feel better, when he was up in Fargo, he said "oh." And they just started making fun of him like the Pelicans off of Nemo.
Well, what is funny is, one of the videos we watched earlier in the week talked about when you come to America, it's like every state is its own country. Mm-hmm. And what you're about to see is that proof in practice, because when you see a kid raised in Fargo and you see a kid raised in East Texas, and it's really funny to hear the dynamic. Like I said, I've been listening to these kids cut back and forth. I hope y'all really enjoy that interview. But anyway, I'm going to duck out here pretty sharply because, like I said, I want to get over there to Canton, get set up, and get the best a vantage point, I guess you could say. So, you know what, Katie, I'm going to let you do the weather because I can't see that no more. And when I'm over there, I can actually see, unless Corbin zooms up really big.
No.
Yeah, that screen he used lights. If you notice, Corbin with them being involved and all that stuff, he needed to throw more lighting on him over there.
Yeah.
And so he took
move some stuff around.
So he took the lighting off of our weather center back there, and is using it for the main setup right here because of everything. So y'all just be patient with us as we go against the status quo on this. What we're going to do is, you know what, we're just going to put some weather up there and let y'all look at it. And basically, from what I gather, it's
just supposed to be hot.
Yeah, it's going to be mid-90s today, I think.
It's Texas.
Yeah, so get y'all stories through it. I'll go to full cam and just kind of put up some music, do the weather and gas, and then we'll come back with Oscar.
Right, let's do some. Let's get people like hyped up. I mean, let's get them hyped. There we go. Let's look at some weather and some gas out there. Again, we use Gas Buddy as our gas reporting app. They do not pay us for this. We only use it merely for convenience because you guys can go in, you can update it, you can let us know what the gas prices are in your neighborhood.
And considering how little gas prices there are, you need to go get it so we can report what the gas prices are.
Yes, I listened to WBAP on the way in this morning. And one guy said he paid $2.99 per gallon, so it's flirting with $3.
Over in Circle K off of 20 and 19 in Canton, I think the regular gas price was $3.19 or $3.19. It was $3.19.
Right.
It was very, very low.
I know the other day when I went through Canton, I actually saw $3, and it was earlier in the day. And I said, you know what? I'm going to wait when I come back through because if it's going to continue to drop like that, I don't know if they messed up and put 2 zeros at the end of it or something like that because when I come back through, it was up at 3.18.
Yeah.
And I said, dadgummit.
Yeah, but I do know for sure because I drive through Canton a lot that Circle K, the Valera that's right across from Circle K, and then Murphy's over by Walmart, they have the lowest prices in Canton always.
We may see some prices coming down because Trump did call out a couple gas stations for price gouging.
Yeah.
Well, that happens every time you go into one of these, especially when the gas prices come back down. And I mean, the way these things are way gas is priced, and this is just my understanding, from what I've learned, is like a lot of the stations don't set their own prices. Mm-hmm. It's the distributors that bring the trucks in and put it in there that tell them how much to charge it. Now, where the price gouging comes in, either the big distributors sit there and they charge inflated.
Let's charge them a few extra cents.
Exactly, they charge them inflated rates, or the store owner. In those situations where they're in the wrongdoing, we'll sit there when the price comes down. They may leave it on there, but like I said, you'll get in trouble. It's against the law for them to do this. So you'll hear about that. For the most part, you can see the range of gas prices. We are flirting down there in the lower $3 range. And like I said, I've heard up in the Metroplex, they were talking 306, $2.99 was one guy.
Do you think it'll ever get under $3?
I do.
Okay.
I think, especially the closer we come to midterms.
Yeah.
And of course, I look at politics like I look at baseball cards and baseball players. Corbin looks at boxers and fighters and stuff like that, football players. He looks at all their stats. Mm-hmm. I know how the political cycle goes, and I know that generally, no matter what party it is, they're going to try, when it comes time to throw some ballots around, they're going to try to get everything as good for the voter as possible so they can say, hey, look how good it is. No matter how bad the suck has been for the past, several years, 2 years, whatever it is. So, I expect it to come down. I know there's measures. Like I said, I've always said, and this is just me being me, but I've always said if they can do it at election time, then that proves to me they can do it anytime they want to. They're just not doing it. Yeah. So, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, guys.
Let's take a look at our weather.
There you go. Thank you, Miss Katie, for keeping us on track. Choke it up, or
Yep. I was getting to it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were, a little bit of your mama was coming out in you and you started daydreaming.
No, it is just hot. That's really all we have to say. High 90s. It looks like all week.
Yeah,
no rain, all sun.
Yep, and the feels likes are going to be.
We got 103 for 4 p.m. today.
Yeah, see there. So there's basically going to be a lot of sweating going on.
Bring your animals inside. Make sure your chickens are cooled off. All that.
Along with humidity. Could be 45%, 74, 87 and then 90% at 4 a.m. But that's because of dew.
Well, hopefully no one's going to be awake at 4 a.m.
Hey, you never know what time I get up in the
I
morning.
know what time you get up.
You probably hear me banging through the
I
house.
do. It's ridiculous. Why
Hey,
is someone waking
but-
up at 4 a.m.?
No, what I gotta say is, why is somebody going to bed at 4 a.m.? Because half the time you hear me is because y'all are still up from being up all night long.
Because we work on your stuff for you.
Well, this is true. This is true. And that's one thing that I don't say enough is how much work these guys put into this show, and they do it in the overnight hours, especially the daily show content. And that's why I tell you guys, hey, we need donations. We need advertisers. We need sponsors for this thing because these guys are unable to have full-time jobs because they're here trying to do this. I get the Burt Show named after me. I'm the one that gets to walk in the store and people say, hey, I know you. I hear your voice or whatever. But, guys, these two youngins over here on the other side, y'all don't even understand what they do, and I can't pay them yet. We're trying to get the app to where it's self-sustaining and we can pay them, but that's their dedication that they do for y'all. So I want you to look at that. Was that pollen right there?
Yes.
Go back to pollen. Look how blue that is compared to how it was just early last week where it was green. It's starting to drop. That pollen is with the winds coming. It's going to be gusty out of the south today. Corbin, go back over. I know that was going to be a big issue. Plus, y'all are about to throw up that Saharan sand thing. We've got some desert sand coming in on these winds that are coming through.
But I will say, everyone's going to hate, like, obviously it's going to get super, super dry. Just very, very hot, and it's going to feel like you're baking in an oven. But with all that sand, it's taking all the moisture out of the ocean, so it's inhibiting storms from forming, so there's not as many hurricanes in that specific part of the ocean.
Listen to her learn a little bit about meteorology. Like I told y'all, we don't know a whole lot of nothing, but what we do know, we found it on the internet, and we try to go to as reliable sources as possible.
Yeah.
I realized the other day what Cody feels like when you say it's not going to rain and then you drive into a rain. That happened to me the other day. I went by what I saw on the map. And
that's Texas for you. It's bipolar.
Me and my beautiful wife were out. Baby, I love you. And we were out. I guess it was, I can't remember where we were at. And anyway, I had said earlier that day it wasn't going to rain, and it was lunchtime. I guess I picked her up, and there were sprinkles on the windshield, and I said, Dad, gummit.
Yeah.
And so,
well, one thing you won't see in Texas, whether it's rain or shine, you will not see snow.
nope, you will not see snow. Nope. So we say that.
That wasn't snow.
I mean,
That wasn't snow. That stuff.
We'll
was hard
ask
as a
Oscar
rock.
about real snow.
Oh yeah, this is true. This is true.
Yeah,
If you
he
want,
lives in it.
Yeah, he definitely lives in it. Well, anyway, guys, let's see, what time is it? It is 10:15. Katie, go ahead. You wanted to bring up some.
Throw that video up there real quick for me. So there is, everyone knows Josh from England. He's very, very popular. We watch quite a few videos of him throughout the week of putting on this show for y'all. He comes to America quite a bit, so he's very learned in the American ways, I would say. And he brings us news from the Brits and the UK and all that stuff, and like what they're saying about America. And then he brings the UK news about how good America is and how the people are and all this stuff. So this is just another one of his videos, but I found it very funny because America is built for driving.
Oh,
the
yeah.
UK is not.
Oh yeah.
You can walk to another country.
Unless you
in
live in
the
a metro,
UK.
unless you live in a metroplex area, literally. I mean, it was like me when I was young.
That's like saying we could walk from our house to Canton. It'd take like an hour and a half.
When Michelle, love you, babe, come in to move down here with me, and I told her, I said, everything's 45 minutes away.
you have to drive.
Yeah, and there was just no doubt about it. I said, if you want to get to anything, it's at least 45 minutes away. And I've also, when we, it was really funny. She said, hey, there's no Walmart in Grand Saline. I'll never call. She said, I'll never call this place home. There's no Walmart. And I'm like, babe, it only takes you 15 minutes to get to Walmart.
Yeah.
And I said, it's the same time it takes you in Houston to get to Walmart. It's just you got to stop in 14 red lights and deal with road rage before you get there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So they can't believe how long it takes to get places. But say, like, because they're also used to walking everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So, and the only reason a a 15-minute drive would be like an hour and a half walk is because we drive so fast. And that's another point in the video.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it, Bubba.
Yeah, it's insane what they think.
He is funny.
We'll just walk across the I-95 highway to get to the stadiums for the World Cup.
Another good point.
Is what Brits and Europeans are saying, travelling to America for the World Cup. I'm sorry.
The I-95?
Brits and Europeans think they can walk to the stadiums in America. No, you won't. Oh, you mean the I-95? That one? Have a read.
The I-95
you might be able to
goes
walk to
down the
places
entire
on the
East
tiny
Coast.
island of the United Kingdom, but you can't do that in America. America is built for driving. This has been a huge culture shock for Brits and Europeans travelling to America for the World Cup. Americans love to drive. In the UK, you can walk to places. Don't think you can go to America and take the same mindset as what you would have in the UK. And please, for the love of God, do not walk across the I-95 highway to get to the games. Do not think you can stick your thumb out and go, "Hello, mate, do you fancy giving me a ride to the stadium?" It doesn't work like that. You will end up on a Netflix documentary. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, they really do think they can walk across the I-95. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
'Cause as soon as they hit that road, they're just going to be pancaked.
Like I said, I love the reaction videos, and every time I think, okay, we've overplayed them on the show. One of my other
There's
podcasts,
always something new with them.
One of my new podcasts that I always watch, they're constantly going back to the reactions, but I think it is so funny how it is totally opposite here. And like for us, we wouldn't understand, because it's easy to go from here to someplace where everything's a little bit slower paced and stuff like that. You're like, hey, you know what? We're on here on vacation. Boy, this is really nice and stuff like that.
But when you're from a slow pace going to a fast pace,
it's like
whiplash.
It's about like my teenage daughter. I love you, Brayley. Anyway, she drove down to her cousin's house the other day because her horse is getting treated for eye cancer, as you know, and so it's being kept at my brother's house. Hey, Bubba, how you doing? Hey, Evelyn. And hey, Zara. I got to say out to Zara, too. Don't want to not say hi to Zara. Anyway, she told me I ramble a lot. But anyway, when we got going and she got outside of Canton, which she has driven to, she's driven to Mineola, but we sort of keep her reined in.
Yeah, that's what my Nana did. I wasn't allowed on 17.
She was going up 64, and you could tell she was definitely out of her. And she asked me, she says, "We're not going to get on that fast one, are we?" And she's talking about 20. And I was like, "No, babe, we're going to go past that." But what she don't understand is it don't matter. I mean,
everything's fast.
64 going between Canton and
everything's
I mean,
fast.
it's a racetrack. I mean, and especially out here in rural East Texas, half of us are NASCAR fans or dirt track drivers, and so we don't mind putting a fender on you.
No.
But anyway, also the important news, we want to say that our prayers are with the city of Maybank. We had, I think they called him Woody. The fire chief was directing traffic after a rodeo and unfortunately succumbed to his injuries. And so we want to say that our prayers are with the families involved. Now, there was a couple rodeo cowboys that were in the event that got hurt. We've heard conflicting stories on that. On one, it is the worst case scenario. Others, they're still in critical condition and it's unknown. I don't know. But before we go and make anything decisive, I went by when I first put it up. I did have that one of the cowboys had passed away because one of the scanners up in that area had said that. And this information has been coming out, and it's a complex situation. So one thing about it is there's a lot of tragedy involved. There's a lot of sadness and mourning and prayers needed. So it doesn't matter which side. The families need prayer, especially the first responders, the community that is mourning the loss of a civil servant. So we say that please join us. Y'all know us. We are a praying station, and we extend our prayers to them.
Yeah, it says he stepped into the westbound lane and was hit by a Chevrolet.
Yeah, and unfortunately, all of us have been on a wreck scene out on a highway working an accident, and you've seen how the people come through there. We're not saying that's a situation here, but we're saying,
just there are those people.
Yeah, there are those.
And
again, we don't know the situation, but I am going to say this. Even if it was not the case in this situation, I'd like to say, let's use that as if you see anybody, a car parked on the shoulder without even red and blues or anything like that. It's just a civilian car on the shoulder. Pull over one lane. If you see someone responding to something on the shoulder in one lane, slow down, lay off the gas.
That's driver's etiquette essentially is, I know I do it. When you see someone on the side of the road, you get as far over as you can.
Etiquette's what you said. We have a lot of people that have forgotten etiquette.
They lack it.
Exactly. It's that kind of courtesy. There's Oscar. That kind of courtesy is something that's even at the dinner table, people still eat with their hat. They're eating with their hats on. When I was raised up, you didn't eat with your hat on. Well, same thing with traffic on there. Yeah. But anyway, Corbin is telling me it's time for me to get off of here. Him and Oscar and Katie are about to take this over. Yeah. Did I miss anything? Oh, lunch specials. Let's get the lunch specials in there. Don't want to forget those. Sorry, Oscar, we're dumping you off the screen. It's my show. Anyway, there we go. Now, I don't think, let's pull the lunch special off. I'm pretty sure it's going to be $14.99. I did not get a new one in the email yet from Trax. Of course, they're not open on today. They're open Wednesday, it's Wednesday,
Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah, so we'll get a lunch special before Wednesday from them. I'll send her a message and get some. They're always busy doing other things, but they do have dirty sodas.
Check that to make sure.
Exactly. They do have dirty sodas. So go check out the two salty broads down there at Trax. It's right next to the railroad tracks in Grand Saline. If you're coming in from Van on 110, you'll see the big mural on their wall over there. It is beautiful. It is 100 North Main Street. Like I said, you can't miss them.
Okay, they're closed Sunday through Tuesday, so Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Wednesday, they're open from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Thursday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then Saturday is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. again.
Thank you. And also, let's go to Grand Slice. We have Grand Slice coming in, and we want to thank Sydney from Grand Slice for reaching out and wanting to be a part of the show. The special, as I know of it, is 2 large, 1-topping pizzas for $20. I mean, honestly, you can't beat that. They have the big slices. To me, they're the best pizza in Grand Saline. And so I say, hey, give them go in there and check them out. Y'all get your pizzas right there from Grand Slice. No matter the pizza party, birthday party, or if it's just dinner tonight, don't sit there and slave over a stove. Give them a call and get pizza from them. We support local. If you look at our advertisers right here on the side, support local, support local, support local. And anyway, guys, I think I'm going to dip out of here and allow Miss Katie to take over the head slot over here in the set. And Corbin and Oscar, y'all have a good visit. And I guess I will see y'all live on Facebook here shortly. If I hope I have signal to show us. I should. So if not, I'll be there meeting with Governor Abbott. So I guess we'll turn it over to you guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow, guys.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Okay. There we go.
All right, and we're back.
Oscar, you unmuted?
What's up, y'all?
There we go. How you feeling for your first official interview?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm excited. Excited to answer some questions.
Yep. Let me get that out real quick. Just fair warning. Just fair warning.
You were saying bye.
I am dyslexic. I take after Dad.
He does stutter, so
I stutter. I say a lot. So
just bear with him.
Just
Hey, I get it. I'm a boxer, man.
enjoy the ums. So, okay, just kind of a breakdown. Me and Oscar met in intermediate school as first best friends on Xbox playing Minecraft, and we've been close ever since. Oscar became a boxer. I became a race car driver. Oscar flew down in 2024, and we finally met for the first time. I recently have taken a flight to North Dakota and met up with Oscar to watch a fight and figured out what cold is.
That's
cold.
back in March.
And where's it at? Okay. While everyone was in short sleeves, I couldn't put on enough. And for goodness sakes, I was wearing Oscar's heavy coat, his winter coat. But funny thing is, we still play Xbox to this day, but overall, this isn't about me. So I will ask questions and y'all get to know how cool of a guy Oscar is. So be advised, there's a couple questions that are pretty thick with a capital K. If there's any questions that you do not want to answer at the moment, please feel free to say skip. And I will go into the next question. Let's get right into it, baby. So no better way to start an interview than to ask, what's your name, age, and where are you from?
My name's Oscar Barbot. I'm 21, and I'm from Fargo, North Dakota.
You hear the accent? So, okay, big one. How was the sweet tea?
The one from Chicken Express.
Best I ever had.
How long did you spend looking for a Chicken Express to get that sweet tea?
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't find one. We don't got any of those up north.
Really?
Have you found any sweet tea that is like the one you taste down here?
I mean, nothing like that Chicken Express sweet tea.
We'll have to
Nothing
ship you
like
some
that.
up.
Yeah, we'll ship you some. It's diabetes in a bottle.
It's diabetes in a cup.
So, is the culture and landscape very different between Texas and North Dakota when you visited?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Awesome.
It's like seasonally, it's much different. Like in the winter, y'all like it gets like chilly where y'all are at, but over here it's like it gets in the negative like 20s, and it's like you see like snowbanks the size of like buildings and stuff. It's pretty bad.
Couldn't imagine that.
I could back
think
him up on that.
We got like a foot of snow back in, what was it, 2021?
Oh no, that was a snowmageddon.
Yeah, we called it a snowmageddon because we've never had like
And that's
that much
light work for
snow.
them.
And our school shut down for 2 weeks because we couldn't get on the roads because we don't have snow tires or anything. People were putting chains on their tires because we don't have snow tires.
Okay.
Yeah.
How different is the weather between Texas and North Dakota when you visited?
Well, when I visited Texas, it was like November. So it was already like there was some snow on the ground because it snows early over here too. It snows like it can start snowing like in October.
Oh
So
my
it was
gosh.
like the winter season was coming. Like it was pretty cold outside. So when I came back to Texas, or when I went to Texas, it felt like I was like back in the summer again.
Really?
Okay,
Like it was weird.
I'm gonna call you out on this.
It doesn't get cold here. Hang on. It doesn't get cold here. Like we don't get even like a chilly breeze. I'm not kidding you, until Halloween.
Yeah.
Every Halloween, that day it gets chilly and then it never warms up.
I'm gonna expose you on this. So when the first time that you came down, it was hilarious because it was 70 is our chili, okay? And he walks out of the airport and he goes, man, it's hot. And I'm like, dude, I'm freezing right now. And
Yeah, I had goosebumps.
okay, here we go. And just in case anyone missed the first part, what is your hobby?
My hobby is boxing, but it's also my life and my passion. So
So you're talking about like the fighting, not the underwear, right?
Okay.
well, yeah, true. I do. Never mind, I can't say that.
Yeah, don't say that. Family friendly.
Here we go. And if you can, what is your estimated boxing record?
I don't want to give the wrong number, but I'm gonna just say I've won 90% of my fights. The other 10% are robberies.
Well, he did say estimated, so.
Estimated, yeah. And feel free to extend, talk. I mean, reveal yourself, you know? Transparency is key. It's best medicine.
Yes, sir.
I know you probably have been asked this a million times, but what inspired you to get into the sport of boxing?
Honestly, I'd probably have to give the credit to my dad because, like, I've been around the sport literally my whole life, like ever since I could remember, you know? Like first time I ever like stepped in a boxing ring was when I was 6 years old. So, and that's all because of my dad. You know, my dad's head coach, and he's just he's helped me. He's kind of paved the path for me in a way, if you know, like, you know.
That's awesome. I mean, I got to racing at 8, and so that kind of shows he has a two-year experience over me in my hobby. So, in hobby comparison, here we go. How many belts and titles do you have?
I got a couple right here. You know, a couple medals, couple trophies. But
show us.
I'd say my two most notable titles, I'd say, is the State Golden Gloves champion and the Upper Midwest Golden Gloves champ.
So what's that trophy that's bigger than you?
Which, this one?
Oh,
The
no,
one by the basketball?
the one that's almost hitting the roof, just about.
The one that's like on the seat.
Yeah, sitting on the seat
Oh,
by the basketballs.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that actually is one of my dad's trophies.
Oh.
That's actually he actually won that in a tough man competition. Those used to be like these
What's that?
it was separate amateur boxing that it wasn't with USA Boxing, so they actually if USA Boxing caught one of their fighters in one of those tough man tournaments, they'd get expelled from USA Boxing.
Oh
And that's what happened to my dad, so then he had to turn pro.
That's insane. Show us a little bit of that Golden Gloves belt, man. That sucker's blinging behind you.
Yeah.
And is that your most prized possession belt?
I'd say so, yeah.
That sucker's beautiful.
Oh, it is.
Man, I've got a question relating to that in the here in a little bit. So, just so you know. Okay, here comes the next one.
All right.
Do you have a nickname? And if not, are you exploring options? I know you mentioned something to me before, but I don't know if that stuck.
I definitely do be thinking about a lot of nicknames, but I don't know. I don't know what I'd be right now.
Man,
What was the one I told you before?
it was something Phantom.
Yeah, Oscar Phantom Barbot. I feel like that'd be, because it's like, I don't think I've heard any other fighter with that name, and I don't want to do something basic. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't take Golden Boy because that's already taken.
yeah, and it's taken by Oscar, another
Yeah,
guy
I
named
know.
Oscar too.
Really?
That's why I was so upset. Oscar De La Hoya. Yep, man. How good of a fighter was he?
Oh, he was one of the best. Definitely,
Awesome.
like, I'd say definitely definitely in the top 5. I think he was like a lot. I think he was like in his prime. He was better than a lot of people think.
Awesome. Okay.
Like, he was. It's crazy.
Okay. With you being really tall, skinny, long arm stature, does that play a factor into your style and technique in boxing? And do you have to adjust your technique to certain opponents with that kind of build?
Well, yeah, for sure. Because for me, I use my build as my advantage. You know, if you ever watch the fighter named Tommy Hearns, he's built like really similar to me, and he just like used his jab. He just flicked that jab out, and then he would just like, his right hand was just like, boom, and just snipe people.
Hey, little fun fact. When I went up to Oscar's domain and fought him in his own ring, long arms. I'm just going to say long arms. He was wearing me out. And obviously, no matter how good of a fighter you think you are, until you step into a boxing gym and fight a real fighter, man, it is something different. I've been training for 6 years by myself. Obviously, I would watch YouTube. Oscar would send me little tips and tricks. I go up there and I am just getting critiqued. They will definitely put you on it. So it kind of shows a level. I have so much respect for boxers because boxing is, I will say, in my opinion, not to everybody, but it is the hardest sport because you've really got to play some mind factors into it. You can't just go in there and just swing. I mean, there's only quite a few that have done it, but they don't get the championship and hold it. I mean, eventually it fails. But here we go with the next one. Little bit of a confusing question. This kind of gets a little personal. So hang in with me for this. But you did wrestling back in high school. and you got into trying professional entertainment wrestling, almost like WWE style. Where do I? Oh man, I look. Okay, you into trying entertainment wrestling. Does your knowledge of high school wrestling and boxing help with the wrestling entertainment field?
Yes, for sure. Cause with that, you know how it's like kind of you got to be unique in that field. You know, if you're just like all the rest, like you're not gonna be like really seen or nothing. And if I got that like boxing and act and real wrestling, like the not WWE style, like then I could use that to my advantage, like do you some stuff that's like unique, you know?
How much improvising and acting do you have to do with entertainment wrestling?
Well, it's for sure like you're not trying to hurt your opponent or nothing because it's kind of like a spar where you're like working with them. Like you're not trying to do nothing crazy. You're not trying to, you're not trying to knock him out or nothing. I mean, there's a way you can knock him out, but you're not actually trying to, sleep him.
And how much is athleticism that gets put into it? I know everybody knows WWE is more scripted, but the athleticism that goes behind it, people are just completely discounting. How much athleticism do you need to do wrestling?
You for sure need athleticism 100% because that those ropes that you hit in the canvas, it's hard. Like it's not like a trampoline. Like it's actually like it has like a little bit of give to it, but the surface is like hard.
Mindfully, do you have to have timing and like what mind skill do you have to put into it?
Well, yeah, it for sure requires like you do have to have good timing and stuff for it, but it's honestly like I have a lot of respect for those professional wrestlers because they put a lot, like I don't think y'all understand, like they put a lot of work into their craft, and it's like it does require like for sure a lot of athleticism and like they do put a lot of work into that.
One modern wrestler that I really, really do like, just for his athleticism, is Logan Paul. I mean, I didn't think about it too much when he got into it, but dude, I've never seen someone jump off the ropes like that and hit another being, and then also tear I think it was ACL, and then also just broke his, I think it was separated his bicep. I think it was. I don't know what it was. It was something in that region, but I mean there's a lot that goes to it, and I was looking at behind stuff and how to do color or bleed color, what they call it, is you got to have like a little needle, and you got to hit certain points for it to bleed the most, and so that the blood is real, and that's insane to me. I'm scared of needles. I can never needle myself.
Well, the thing with like professional wrestling is that if you get injured, the show has to go on. You can't just like, unless it's like something really serious. But yeah, if it's like you tear something, you like, I'd say even if you like dislocate your shoulder, like they will probably like continue the show even if that happens.
That's insane. And
those guys like.
They're committed.
Being a professional wrestler is not for the weak.
And just for the note, you did say, correct me if I'm wrong, you said a big name was coaching you when you first started getting into it. When you were actually going out to train with a certain guy, you said he was a big name back in the day.
Yeah, Pat Tanaka, and then Pat Tanaka actually, he shared the boxing gym with my dad for a little bit, and he would coach professional wrestling. Like there was 2 rings in the gym. There was one for wrestling and the one for boxing. So it was pretty cool that there would be like professional wrestlers in the gym while we were boxing at the same time. It was pretty cool. And then recently I've been not recently, but the last guy I was training with was Ken Anderson. And he was a pretty big name in the WWE.
So have you fought? Okay, now we're gonna diverse from this. Haven't you fought somebody from the Mayweather gym, like correlation with the Mayweather gym?
I haven't, but one of the dudes that used to go to our gym, and he pops in and back and forth from our gym. He trained at the Mayweather gym for a little bit. He would like, I think he's done like 3 trips there, and he would stay there for a little bit. He was planning on moving there, but he's been to the Mayweather gym, and he sparred Kermel Moton, he sparred Kevin Johnson, like he sparred some like pretty big names, and he was actually, I just sparred him not that long ago. I think it was like October.
There you go. That's what I was kind of looking for, that
Yeah, that was
sparring session. And just so they kind of know the level, how good is Cormel Moton?
I'm not really sure how good he is, but I know he has like a ton of amateur, like in the USA boxing wise. I don't think he has any international stuff or like world stuff. But
Isn't he pretty
US
hyped?
wise, he has like a ton of national championships, and he's pro now and he's undefeated. I think he's like 8-0.
Isn't he pretty hyped?
Yeah, 100%. Because he's with Mayweather. Like he was with the on the Mayweather team.
Okay, now we're gonna get a little bit personal. So when I flew up to Fargo to watch one of your fights, there was a little bit of controversy leading up to a loss. Does your feelings overcome you? And if not, how do you cope with that unfortunate situation?
You know, amateur boxing is actually a pretty corrupt sport. So, like, I mean, the pros is too, but local wise, where I'm from, it's really corrupt, you know. But I just gotta take my loss and head on with that, because deep down in my heart, I'd rather know I won a fight in my heart than to get the win, but know I lost, you know.
Yeah. Okay, curveball question. You're gonna like this one. And I've got a little story behind this one. Why do you love Halo so much? And how much Halo have you played in your life?
Honestly, I think the reason I don't know. My uncle, he was when I was a little kid, he like had an Xbox and stuff, and he'd always play Halo. I'd always watch him play it. And then when I got older, I ended up getting a Xbox 360, you know, and then yeah, I just started playing Halo on there, and I don't know. I haven't played Halo in years though. I ain't gonna lie.
Do you still got the helmet?
But
You know what I'm talking about.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you didn't know, like Dad said, I said, we met on Xbox. It was Minecraft. It was actually Hunger Games whenever the Xbox One edition. Actually, no, Xbox 360 edition. Sorry. And there's this thing called Lowell Connect for Xbox. They actually use that at TSA because they're so good. Well, Oscar got one. I didn't have one. And he wanted to do a little face reveal to me. And obviously, we were still young, so this was like big. We were big into YouTube face reveals. And when I answered the call, he had that Halo mask on, and that's how he revealed. He took off the Halo mask like it was like some big honor or something.
I think when you got up there, you FaceTimed me. You were like, "Look at this," and then you just showed me, and I'm like, "Cool."
It's definitely weird, and I'll get Oscar's opinion on this since I'm burning through my questions so quick. When I went up to Fargo and saw Oscar's like all these years from just pictures and stuff like that, where like for instance his childhood room that I would see pictures of all the time, where I'd talk to him, and when I got to see it, it was like, oh my gosh, it's so much, like, it's surreal to see. Was that kind of how that was whenever you came over here and saw all the pictures and Snapchats and all that leading up to the meetup?
Yeah, bro, 100%. That like, it didn't even feel real, just because I've just talked to you online for however many years, like, and then I see you in real life, and it's just like, it was almost like shocking in a way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did walk to the room and you said, dude, this is insane.
Yeah, because it was like, I've only seen this over like online. I've only ever seen that, and it's almost like you're like in a video game or something. It was a weird feeling.
So the thing about the meetup is, it was more just the fact, it was just unreal that he was with me, and you could see the unreal, just all this that he's seen in his life. That it's almost like It's just like a long distance friendship. I mean, that's all it is. And so whenever you get to meet him for the first time, it's just surreal. And obviously, the first thing we did whenever he was walked out the airport was we hugged, because it's like a brother. I mean, we've been so tight.
He picked you up.
Yeah, he did pick me up. He didn't. He was so into it that he didn't even see the sign I made him. Yeah, he didn't even see the sign I made him, which was hilarious because
We made t-shirts and everything.
we made t-shirts and everything. Basically, for all the
trying to embarrass
for
him.
all the bystanders around, all they saw was me holding a sign that said "Welcome, Oscar, from your sex transplant."
Sex change.
Oh, sex change. There
I
you
still
go.
have those posters till this day too.
When I went to Fargo, it's actually hung up in his garage, and I think that's more kept by your parents than it is you.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's go to the next one. So you're a big Minnesota Vikings fan. Is that a family love team, or is it just you that is a fan?
Oh, it's family 100%. My dad is huge in the Vikings, and we've been to a few preseason games. I've never actually been to like a in-season Vikings game, but
How about them Bears?
yeah, but oh yeah,
Aren't you wearing the Vikings hat right now?
yes sir.
Yeah.
Yep, figured.
But that's also the closest NFL team to North Dakota.
Yes. It's really weird because obviously him living in Fargo, North Dakota, you could walk 5 minutes, 20 minutes down the road and you're in Minnesota. It's insane. And so obviously
Texas, it takes 14 hours to drive across no matter which way you're
me
going.
and my mom have a little thing where I have to get her magnets from every state, and country. And I was hounding Oscar for 3 days. The whole time I was there, I said, we got to go to Love's. We got to get a freaking Minnesota magnet. And you can even ask him. I was probably annoying him with the topic. But okay, here we go. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, which is probably a 3 a.m. drowsy Xbox game night segment. But you did mention possibly take an MMA path to kind of follow your dad. With your knowledge of martial arts, how hard would it be to transition over to MMA? And also, what would you have to train to adapt yourself to the sport?
Well, I'd say that's an advantage that boxers and wrestlers have alone. Like if they wanted to go to MMA, they'd have like a lot of things already like lined up for them. They would just have to learn. They'd have to learn less than what someone freshly new coming into the sport would have to learn. Because a lot of the stuff that MMA like boxing's a huge thing in MMA, right? Like a lot of the top MMA fighters and UFC fighters, a lot of them are like heavy boxing styles.
Okay, I was controversially wanting to ask this question, like kind of, because I don't know if it's true or not. Didn't you take a military style class back in high school?
I did junior ROTC.
Heck yeah! And did you learn any combat when you did that?
Nah, no combat. But
No combat.
we learned we would learn like how to march and stuff, like how the military does, and we'd be put in formation and stuff. We'd have uniforms, and they would like do military style inspections on us.
Which I know,
Like to make sure our uniform was right and stuff. Of course, my hair was always really long. I'd always get half my grade taken away for that. Like, you had to have your hair like how the military does it.
yeah.
And
Like
I never did that because I always had long hair. So
I know you got into that's what helped you get into security, being a security guard. Did you ever think about going to the military?
I did.
yeah, I was actually lined up to go to the air guard, but then I don't know,
Second thoughts.
my life just ended up getting pretty busy, and I was just like, I shouldn't be signing for the military right now. I got to focus on other stuff.
No, you're
And
completely
then-
good.
Ever since then, I just found a different look. Like I don't know, I've gone down a different path. I don't plan on joining the military anymore.
You live once. You got to enjoy your life while you have it. You know.
Yeah, and I don't really want to commit to something that I'm not really sure about for the next 4 or some years.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. And speaking of security guard, this is a great transition to this question. So you were a security guard. If you have one on hand, what's your craziest security guard story? Because I know you've been supervising some sketchy areas.
Yeah. I'd say the craziest thing I've ever had to do. There's a lot.
Well, here, while you think of that, did your boxing help you get the job, and also did it help you get some of the spots that you secured?
Yes, 100%. Because they had me the 13 because the main site that they had me at was the Walmart on 13th Avenue in Fargo, North Dakota, and that
Sounds like hood.
like it's one of the most dangerous and ghetto Walmarts in like the whole US.
Dadgum.
And now that I think about it, I think probably the craziest story I have is they had me work Christmas Eve, right? And there was people like going like trying to get in the store when we were closing. Like there was a dude I was standing outside the front doors. We were saying the store's closed. There was a dude that tried walking past me. I had to like grab him and like throw him out. And then there was a lady that had a gift bag just full of stolen stuff. She walked past the doors, and the buzzers started going off. So I chased after her, and I had my phone. I was recording her because I was just trying to get her license plate so I could put in a report or whatever. And then she was like, "You're gonna follow me off the whole property?" And then she got scared and just dropped the bag. So I ended up getting all the stuff back. But
yeah, when I first met you're a very intimidating individual. So you're pretty tall, and this dude has muscles that you've never seen, dude. I was impressed. Okay, and not in a homophobic way. Here we go. Okay, leading up to a fight, how many different workouts on average do you do in one training session, and how extensive is those training sessions?
well, if anyone who knows me, they know I'm a hard worker. So I put my all into my workouts. If you're not like, to me, like I want to be tired and I want to be gassed at the end of my workouts, or else I'm not going to see improvement in my next one. Like I want to be like the hardest. I'm always trying to be the hardest worker in the gym every practice. So we do I'd say for leading up to a fight, it's probably like a 2-month training camp for the amateurs, and probably not even. I've had like fights that were like weekends apart. So, but honestly, if I have a fight like that, I'm not working out like balls to walls, like leading up to the other fight, because I'm still recovering from my last fight.
Yeah, and I can kind of vouch for that, how he's a hard worker. I mean, whenever he gets to talk in boxing, whenever we spar on Oculus, because we have a game that we spar on, he just gets into that mode. I mean, you could tell by the speed of the hand and even the oosh, you could tell he's professional. He's got that training and that experience that not an average person will have. But he is definitely he gets in that mode that shows how much of a hard worker he is. You've got to make it your life, And once you're in that mode, I mean, there's really nothing that get you out of it until it's over, Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the next one.
Sir.
How much weight cuts, calorie tracking, focus, training, and fatigue affect personal life?
It affects your personal life 100%, because you gotta, if you're cutting, which in amateurs you're pretty much always cutting. You're never really trying to go up a weight class because everyone else is cutting down. So it definitely plays into your personal life. You gotta really watch what you're eating, drinking. Can't be eating junk all the time. You actually got to be like, because boxing requires like healthy. You got to be healthy to be a good boxer. You can't be unhealthy and be a boxer. You got to always be watching what you're eating. Sometimes I got to take my own advice on that, but
I
It's
got
just
story.
a lot of focus in your personal life. You always got to be, you know, because boxing, if you're a boxer, it's a huge dedication. Like there's a lot of stuff you got to cut out in your life if you want to be a boxer.
Which I've got a story to kind of back that up. When he came to Texas, obviously the first thing I brought him to try, Mexican food. You got to have Mexican food when you're in Texas. You got that Tex-Mex. And so I brought him to, it was, I think, La Taquiera, but it's closed now, unfortunately. But they were so nice. Once I told him, I said, give him your best. He's from North Dakota. He's never had real Mexican. And he had about 2 of those really, really small tacos. And he was like, dude, I'm getting full. And I'm like, you don't have an appetite like that? And he said, no, dude. Boxing really takes a course to my appetite. He has such little proportions he's got to eat, and also to keep his muscle mass, his weight. Speaking of, how often do you go against heavyweights in sparring?
Well, actually, my main sparring partner is a heavyweight. Like, the main guy I spar with he's the Golden Gloves heavyweight champ in North Dakota.
Is there a power deficit or like power difference?
Well, with him, he's actually a smaller heavyweight. So he actually is more like, he's more quick. Like, he's actually more like, I'd say I actually punch harder than him, but he's just really like snappy and quick with his punches, and he's able to outbox a lot of heavyweights. Like, he's able to just like use his speed and use his movement, you know?
And what's his name?
JJ, or Johnson Jones.
Okay, I was about to say, I was about to ask you about him. Wait, so he's not John Jones? I'm about to say, if you're fighting John Jones, I mean, we got some talking to, because I gotta meet that homeboy.
Yeah.
Okay, time to get into your point of view. When it's fight day, what nerves are running through your head, and how does it affect leading up to the fight? And please add, does the crowd affect you during the fight?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, the lead up to the fight, the nerves like are there. Like, you should, but that's normal. You know, you should be a little nervous and
You get butterflies?
like eager to fight. Like, with me, I'd say it's more like excitedness now. Back when I was younger, I used to get like really in my head, and the nerves would just like, make the nerves so much worse. But nowadays, I don't really get that nervous. I just let it's just more excitedness and like eagerness to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm sure you feel it too with racing. So,
100% racing. And then when I did track back in high school, that's the only time I really felt this. But I got so bad butterflies that I was shaking on the start. Like my opponent right beside me, so they said, dude, calm down. It's okay. And sure enough, I'm not going to go like some crazy comeback story, but I did end up like second from last. So.
I will say one thing. When he was racing in Petty at Rocket
Raceway.
Raceway. I can't even talk. Oh my gosh. They were broadcasting one day, and I was getting the batteries for his intercom system so he can hear like
The flagman.
You know, saying whatever they say. I don't really know all about that, but I was getting his batteries for his intercom, and they were broadcasting it, and they were zoomed in on our pit. And they saw me on live television hit my head on his chassis. Chassis. My bad.
But I said, we're not wearing belts around here. Oscar?
Okay. Anyways, family friendly. Yeah, I hit my head on the frame.
Actually, chastity belts keep you
And
family
you
friendly.
could see it. He has the video somewhere. It's on his TikTok, actually. But yeah, I hit my head on live TV.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. You did mention you had a fight where your opponent was throwing stronger punches that you've encountered, and allegedly you stated if you were stunning you. Like I said, I could have mistaken the statement, but anyways, what changes do you have to make in your brain so you could overcome that situation and get yourself back on track to possibly win that fight?
well, you gotta look at it from like how can I fix this mindset? How could I get past this, and how could I, like, you got to notice patterns, you know, and it's like little stuff as boxers, we know, like, you just got to kind of notice, and then what's that word? You just got to kind of notice it and then articulate, like kind of try to get around that, if that makes sense. Like you can't just get like rocked or something and just be like, yeah, it's over. I'm losing the fight. It's over. You know, you can't look at it like that. You got to look at it as like problem solving, and like it's like a chess match. You know, it's like a fighting chess match. That's why boxing is so beautiful, because you see the problem solving stuff work out. You know.
Yeah, and also, you can see. I've watched a lot of fights, and you could see it in their eyes. Whenever you could tell they are on edge, and they know they're on the edge of going out, like that they're about to pass out or about to get knocked out, and you know it's on the losing end. They panic. You could see the panic punches. Like they're just trying to swing something and hopefully connect something. Do you ever get into that panic state?
I mean, I definitely feel like, I wouldn't say panic, but if I do like kind of, if I do get like rocked or something, like I my alertness does go up. Like my alertness, I do kind of like lock in more, and then I gotta like I you know, my gas level kind of goes up, and I gotta, you know, just work around it.
Like be more aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just so
But
they know,
I wouldn't say I panic though. Because like when you panic, that's when you fail. But you can't look at it like that.
and just so you know, or so they know, how hard do you have to train your stamina for this? Like, you could train boxing, you could train technique and all that stuff, but in the basics, how much stamina training do you need, especially when you go pro and you're hitting 12 round fights?
Yeah, a lot of people like you really got, like, stamina is everything in boxing. Like you need to last in a fight, right? And if you can't last in a fight, you won't be able to win. So you gotta have a gas tank for boxing. So you gotta, you know, for amateurs specifically, it's only 3 rounds. So you gotta do more like sprint based workouts and stuff. Kind of like wrestling, like amateur wrestling. You just gotta do more sprint based workouts. And in the pros, it's actually more like long distance runs, because you're fighting for longer periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But those long distance on top of all the sparring and training they do in the pros, because when you're a pro, you're getting paid, so your boxing is your job.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. I know firsthand how rough it is, because me and Oscar did a full amateur fight, and obviously I told Oscar's dad, please critique me in the best way possible, like just hammer down on me, and he was, and we even got an extra break, because obviously I was not moving my head much, and Oscar's dad stopped the fight so he could tell me to move my head.
Bad at it.
Yeah, I know I am bad at it, but that third round, man, and especially with me, I live in Texas, so obviously I do have decent stamina. You've got to living in this heat and then doing blue collar jobs. That third round, man, my legs were shaking, my body was shaking. That was rough. And then at the very end, funny enough, I hate this, Oscar hit me with the first body shot in third round. That does not help. So I can only imagine it from first round, second round to the third round. Man, you think you're tough? Get hit with the liver shot. It sucks. I didn't get hit with the liver, but it was definitely in the sternum area.
Yeah, solar plexus.
Yep. Have you ever taken a liver shot?
Yes.
And how bad on the pain scale is that?
Well, first time I ever really got hit with like a liver shot was in sparring, and I'm not gonna lie, I had to take a knee. Like it was not good. But then after that happened, it never happened again. I've never been dropped with the body shot. That was the only times I've ever like been stopped, like, or I had to slow down in sparring, was from body shots. Like them body shots, especially to the liver and the solar plexus, it takes all the wind out of you. It's terrible. Like no one wants to get hit with a body shot.
Oh no. Never again. Also, this is kind of off the top of my head. I just now thought of it. I don't know if you know this, like just off the top of your head, but speaking of training, how many rounds does Usyk train? Because I know he trains above the 12 limit.
Honestly, I'm not really sure what Usyk's total training regimen is, but
Because I know
I
he
mean, look at him, he's undisputed heavyweight champ.
Yeah. He trains twice the amount.
That requires a lot of training, you know.
Yeah, he trains twice the amount of a regular fight. For him, professional fight, 12 rounds. It's insane. And I didn't know how many it was, if you knew how many it was. But okay, let's get back to a basic question. What was and emphasize your feelings on this. How and what was the experience and emotions when you first won the Golden Gloves belt?
It felt good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was like, because the thing is, the guy I fought, he was actually the previous Golden Gloves champ. Like, and he was older than me. I was 18 years old. He was 21, and yeah, it was just, I honestly was surprised because leading up to that tournament, and that guy had to fight. Like I was nervous. Like that for that fight. That was my first real big tournament since I turned 18. You know. So it was a lot different because I was fighting in the adult division now. So to be a kid, 18-year-old kid, and to beat a tournament full of a bunch of adults, like
That's gotta be like.
it was like a great feeling.
Okay, now we can relax on some of these questions. I am running low on questions at this point, and so I did not realize we are gonna run through them so quick. So after we get done with all this, we'll bull crap, just kind of tell some stories, and then we'll get into some stuff other than boxing, because I know boxing is his full life, and he's always just training it and blah blah blah. So okay, now we can relax on some of these questions. Correct me if I'm wrong. Very common for bigger boxing matches to happen in casinos, and if you have boxing in a casino, how is that environment, and are they usually crowded?
And what are the
Yes,
crowds like?
actually when I fought in the Golden Gloves, that was in a casino. The Golden Gloves tournament I won, that was it was in Four Bears Casino, and it's a cool thing because in North Dakota we have a lot of native land over here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got native family members and stuff, and they usually do powwows. If y'all know what powwows are, it's like a native tribal dance that they do, and they'll do like native singing too right before a fight, and they have like drums and stuff. It's so cool.
You might have
So right
seen,
before
like,
my championship, they had like a little powwow. So it was so cool. Like if y'all get a chance, look up what a powwow is on YouTube. It's cool.
Yeah,
I think I've seen something like it.
The moccasins and the dresses with all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the craziest arena estimated amount of the most people that have showed up for a fight? Well, arena and the estimated amount.
For my fight, right?
Yes, for biggest fight you've ever.
There was this one tournament I fought at, or it wasn't a tournament, it was a club show. It was a pro-am, so it was a pro and an amateur show. So they had both amateur and pros on the same card. So that one, it looked like a pro ring. I'm pretty sure it was broadcasted too. They had a screen like that. That was the most. That felt like, and you had walkouts too. Like you had walkout music. That was a cool show.
What'd you walk out to?
I walked out to Beastie Boys. I think it was, what was it? No Sleep Till Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And then
I do have one question. What was the crowd like in the casino?
The casino,
Yeah.
it was a pretty decent crowd, you know.
Like their energy.
Yeah, are they negative, positive?
Oh, it's positive 100%. Like
I mean, like half of
like
them are
because
probably drunk.
because you know, I've been around the sport my whole life, and locally, you know, boxing around North Dakota, you know, it's not as big as like a lot of other places from around the US in terms of like like population wise.
Yeah.
So I'm like a lot of the boxers that's been around here, like since they've been boxing since they were a kid, like a lot of these people know who they are. So it's like there's like a fan base or kind of around North Dakota with some of the fighters because everyone knows everyone's like connected around here.
Yeah, it's like a small town around here. Everyone knows everyone's business.
Okay, so
Yeah, like boxing is big around here, but not a lot of people like really like boxing's like pretty big up here, but
yeah, it's literally
not a
the
lot
culture.
of people know that.
And when I went, it was really confusing because for the first time ever have I heard the Canadian national anthem play in a serious manner. Like for instance, when we went out to the boxing match, they played the American anthem and then the Canadian. I've never heard it in person, like for an event, you know, and that was just kind of big to me. And so all that area,
Never heard it.
yeah, all that area is just straight boxing. Like you have so many teams that's showing up, and there's such little in Fargo. I'm gonna be honest. Well, in North Dakota in general. I mean, I was flying in, and it was just grassland, just like moist
mud.
grassland. Yeah, because obviously it's still the winter season for them, and so nothing's growing yet. And it was like a South Park episode. Everything's gray and it. Okay, so
Yeah.
Speaking of, tell me about the experience with meeting the Sea Boys, and what was the highlight of that particular day?
Ooh, honestly, they were some. I didn't get to really talk with a lot of the other Sea Boys, but I got to talk to the guy who won the fight, and he was actually a really nice guy. They said they want to come back. Well, I think they said same time next year, but I think it's already been a year from now, so I don't know if they're gonna come back. But they said they do want to come back for sure. But
That's
yeah,
so
from
cool.
the guy I met, he was his dad was a Golden Gloves champ.
Hey,
Like
maybe you'll be one of the
a
fights.
national Golden Gloves champ in his time, but his son was the one who won the fight, and he didn't really have much boxing experience other than what his dad taught him. So,
Hey, hit him up. Say I'm Oscar Barbot from the Barbot Boxing Gym. Let me fight one of them so you can see the difference.
yeah, the thing is, they said before they even came to the gym, they said they would spar some of the other fighters too, maybe. I came with all my equipment, my gear. I had my sparring gear, everything, my mouthpiece. None of them wanted to spar me.
I don't blame 'em.
Maybe one of them will, but tell us who the Sea Boys are for those people that don't know.
Oh, the Sea Boys, they're based out of I think Detroit Lakes, and that's probably like 40 miles from Fargo. It's like and they're like a YouTube channel. I'm not really like I don't really watch them like that. Like I don't watch them like too frequently, but they actually reached out to my gym, my boxing gym, and they asked to shoot a video there and have a fight at the gym. So they ended up coming over, and they like came in like their sports cars. They came in with their trailer, and they had like walkouts and everything, and they ended up using our ring and fighting in our ring.
You know, it's
That's
And there was
crazy.
like a pretty big crowd too. That in my head coach or my dad, he was the referee for it.
Yeah.
He actually kicked the referee they brought because he didn't know nothing and he was drunk.
Yeah,
So-
I saw that. So obviously, I do watch Sea Boys, and they're basically just a YouTube channel with a bunch of money. Yeah, they could do whatever they want, and so
That's
basically
exactly what they do.
yeah, literally they'll make like they'll combine motorcycle motors with like certain different vehicles. That they'll break vehicles down and create new vehicles with it. They'll make like for instance lifted Lamborghinis, for instance, and
Didn't one time they made a truck into like
They made a-
limo?
yes, they made a truck into a limo. They also made a Ford Ranger into a wide body diesel, a dually, and they also took I think it was a Volkswagen Beetle and put a fifth wheel on the top of it.
I saw a video the other day. It was a Volkswagen Beetle, and they were calling it a Peterbilt Beetle, because I don't know what they did to it, but everyone in the comments was saying, "Oh, it's a Beetle."
Oh, because it was a diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Hold on, let me check that. You've mentioned it before to me personally, but to all the viewers, can we expect you to go pro in boxing?
For sure.
And do you
I don't know like what promotion I'm assigned to, but I don't know if I want to sign to one in North Dakota because I don't know. I'll probably
you're trying to get big.
try to
Come
find
to
a
Texas.
bigger promotion to sign to.
Come to Texas.
Yeah, for
Hey,
real.
Fight out of Mexico. They have a lot of big organizations over there.
Eh,
I just don't know if
I
I'd
don't
stay in
know.
Mexico that long.
yeah.
I mean, and
Yeah, I love Mexico, but
Yeah, but they're visitor friendly.
do you have an estimate of when you're
Yeah.
gonna try?
what was that?
Do you have an estimate of when you're gonna try to go pro?
Hopefully within this next year.
Awesome. Also, this is one thing that you mentioned to me once. Are you trying for 2028 Olympics boxing team?
I'm not gonna lie. Probably not, because I think I'm just gonna turn pro.
I mean, you see
And
Anthony
I think
Joshua.
the trials might have already happened though.
Maybe, but you see Anthony Joshua with that flashy Olympic belt, and so I was just wondering if you wanted to as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the Olympics would be pretty cool, but the thing is I kind of want to grow my pro record before then, you know?
Yeah. With your dad being the coach, how does that relationship translate into boxing, and what do you think the advantage of that?
Well, I think it's without my dad, I don't know what I'd be like without boxing, because he's my coach. Like I've always heard his voice, and like I know like he knows how to coach me because I'm his son. So he like just knows everything about like my style. He knows what I'm doing wrong. He could see my flaws.
Knows how you
He's
think.
like he's the one who's grown me. Like he's the one who's made me the fighter I am today.
Man, and for somebody that doesn't know much boxing here, and really doesn't know official boxing, I did pads with him, and the dude can correct to you. I tell you what, when I started doing pads for the first time, I was scared I was going to be unrhythmic, and I was just going to keep on missing the pads. He knows how to adjust. He is a very, very legit boxer and a boxing coach. He's awesome, a very awesome man as well. And hopefully I want to get him on the show eventually. And we can even invite Oscar back on, and we'll have 2 screens of you and your dad. But so to continue with the last question, for the main part before we go into boxing stuff, like the actual boxing stuff. Lastly, when's your next fight if you have one booked, and where can we find you out on social media? Keep up with you and your boxing team.
Well, I have nothing scheduled right now, but I'm always staying sharp, always getting in the gym. Looking to have one this summer though.
Awesome. And where can we find
But
you
the
and your
summer
boxing
is
team?
kind of the off season for boxing. That's like the one season we kind of get a break. So maybe one fight, maybe at the end of the summer, just for like a little warm up fight. But
Yeah. Hey, shout out your boxing team. What can we find them to also keep updates about you and your boxing team, and then shout out some family.
all right, yeah. On Instagram at Barbot Boxing. Yeah, that's my my gym.
And
Find them on
Facebook too, I
Instagram.
believe.
Yeah, Facebook and
Trying to think if they have
Insta.
any other social media. Facebook, same thing on Facebook.
Yes. I tagged them on the flyer. So if the flyer's still up there, please go look at it. It's Barbot Boxing. And the Barbot is spelled how Oscar spells his last name. It's not Barbot.
Yeah,
Pronunciation.
Barbot.
Do you have any family you want to shout out?
I want to shout out to my dad. Shout out to my girlfriend, my mom, my sister, my brother.
The cats.
The cats,
Yeah, my
yes.
cats. They're
Malibu and Tank.
over here somewhere.
Man, they're little devils. I'll tell you what. I was sleeping, and he has it looks like an astronaut, but it projects light onto the ceiling, and it makes like really cool, like solar system looking thing.
nightlight.
Yeah,
The
it's like
nightlight.
basically like a nightlight in the main room. Somehow one of them knocked it over, and it aimed right into my eyes as I was sleeping. And then as I get up, put
Can't
it back
imagine
up.
my cat's a sweetie.
Go back to sleep, and I felt like an hour later, I woke up because I had a cat drop on me with my hat on its head. Somehow, because my hat was on top of the suitcase. They're little devils. They're very hyper.
Couldn't imagine. My cat, he's so sweet.
Katie, do you have any
Well
questions
behaved.
before we get to the boxing predictions?
No.
No.
I'm just here.
So, how's the people in Texas? I mean, I know we dealt with one kind of unfortunate situation about one guy that was kind of being rude, but we brushed it off. We walked away. But everybody else, how was the people here in Texas?
Man, y'all are too nice.
And for all the Europeans that did not make their way, because we're broadcasting in 16 countries. Oh well, it was 16 or 60? 24 countries that people are actually watching in.
Bert will correct us.
Yeah,
eventually.
Bert will correct us. But to the ones that didn't make it for the cup stuff, how good is America for all the? Because I know you take flights everywhere to vacations and all that stuff. How good is America to them that they're not witnessing?
Like Texas?
Like, well, just overall the people,
Like,
the culture, and
people like the media, they project us to be like the worst country ever
Yes.
because blah 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 and all that stuff, and then like people like from America will go on vacation and they'll come back with stories about like like how
good the food was, and
all that, but like how the people from the country that they're visiting are constantly telling them how nice they are.
and I know you've traveled a lot, and so you've got to see all the culture and different people.
Just basically like what they think about us.
Yeah, what do you think? How can you project to the Europeans that didn't make it for the World Cup how nice and big America is?
Oh, America is like a beautiful place to grow up, live. You can you can do whatever you want here. There's opportunities everywhere. Like America's a great place to live. Like it's beautiful. The people, like, unless you're living in like a bad area, like people for the most part should be pretty good to you.
Yeah, but that's
Like if they have any good morals, they should be good to you. Like
like every country, they all have bad areas.
Yeah.
Like Spain, I know, like there's like pickpockets and all that stuff running around the streets.
and there's bad people in every country too. Like there's bad people here.
Yeah. Right now, I'm trying to improvise questions. So, what states have you been to, and what countries have you been to so far?
States.
If you can't,
I've been to
name
pretty
them.
much everything upper Midwest. I've been to obviously North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota, Illinois, Texas.
Have you been to Oklahoma?
No, I actually haven't been. I have
Really?
cousins in Oklahoma though.
I have family in Oklahoma. You'll have to come down and we'll have to hang out there. It's a real nice place.
Yeah, I want to go there for sure.
And you're definitely coming back for my wedding. You better, because if not,
Obviously, he's the best man. He doesn't
yeah,
have a choice.
yeah. I'm
Oh,
gonna,
you know it.
I'm gonna convince Trump to get an airstrike to your particular apartment. I'm kidding.
Okay, don't say
I'm
that.
kidding.
Don't say that.
Also, I didn't went blank. Okay, what's your favorite movie? I know this one.
Favorite movie? Ooh,
We watched it when you came down here.
yeah. You want to say it?
Napoleon Dynamite, baby.
Stupidest movie to ever exist.
We will watch Napoleon Dynamite all the time on our own, and then we'll just come back like, hey, guess what I watched, and then we'll start quoting lines and all that stuff. And what's your favorite line from the movie?
Oh my gosh, there's too much.
What's your
Probably-
favorite line, Corbin?
I see you drinking 1%. Is that because you think you're fat? Because you're not. You could drink a whole if you wanted to.
It's so stupid. It's one of those movies that it's so stupid that it's funny. Like it's a ridiculous movie. It is like so poorly made, but that's part of what makes it so stupid funny.
Have you thought of your line yet?
There's so much. Oh my gosh.
I think my favorite part of the movie, it's not a line, but it's when Uncle Rico throws the steak, I think. Or
Oh yeah.
is that right?
Oh, I know
Oh
yours.
yeah, when he hits him in the face.
I know
he
Yeah.
hits him pulling him in the face with the stake. Yeah.
No, he threw something. He
Okay.
was standing on the front porch and he threw something across the field.
I remember Oscar's favorite line. It has to do with something with college.
Oh. Yeah.
Your
mom goes to college.
Seriously, that movie is so stupid.
It is. And speaking of
Yeah.
movies,
My girl Oriana hates it.
I hated it when I first watched it.
Mom
now
hated
I just
it too.
laugh at it.
but
You have to get her accustomed to it.
yes.
It took me forever to get used to it.
And just the kind of the Easter eggs, and it's so fun. But hey, speaking of movies, how was it? Which this seems very, very weird. But how was it watching the movie Fargo for the first time in Texas, even though you live in Fargo?
I was just like, man, do I really sound like that to y'all? Like,
You do.
Yes,
you
you
do.
It's so bad. But you can't make fun of him because when he was making fun of y'all for saying "oh" when he was up there, y'all started making fun of him for saying "oh."
Okay, so look, I don't know if you know this, but me and so after we boxed, me and Isaiah
I think
boxed
you
that
were
last
with
night.
Isaiah.
Yeah. Well, after that last night that me and Isaiah boxed, you had to get called into work, and we went to it was a diner called Grandma's. Well, do you know what it is? Frying Pan.
yep.
Okay.
Frying pan.
It was downtown, and I'll tell you what. Honestly, if I can make an advertisement from all the way from over here, go there. That is good. It is awesome. Quite
I'll tell you,
frankly,
Texans will not volunteer to go to North Dakota. It's too cold.
but so me and Isaiah went out to obviously Frying Pan, and we were sitting down, and this dude's so weird. He was sitting there bragging to these people on Snapchat. He was like, dude, I just got beat up by a Texan boy. I'm like, does that really make you more masculine? He's like, I don't know, but I feel honored. And I was like, oh crap, okay. And so we're
And
sitting
not every day someone gets to fight a Texan boy.
No,
yeah.
and Texas is the second biggest state in the whole country.
And which you know Isaiah more than me, so this could have been just habit. But the lady came over to order our drinks, and I said, "Could I get a Sprite, please?" And I saw him grinning across the table. I said, "You don't do it." And he said, Sprite, Sprite, Sprite. Like he did it 3 times. And then
You sound like the Pelicans off of Nemo.
yeah, I know. And then she looked over at him, and she said, "What do you want to drink?" He said, "Could you give me a pop, please?" And he corrected himself. He looked over at me and said a Coke. Because he
But
said,
what's funny is half the time down here, when we say Coke, we mean any Coke products.
Yeah.
We don't mean actual
we,
Coke.
we don't say pop. And he said pop, and he knew exactly where he was wrong.
We say Coke, and they're like, okay, what kind of Coke?
But also, whenever he figured out how I say "ol," he was all over that. And
Pelicans
whenever
from Nemo.
and speaking of, I was on the phone with her the last night, and it was just me and him in the apartment. And he walks over to the phone.
He kept taking the phone.
Yeah, he walked over to the phone and said, "I love your cute little accent."
He kept stealing the phone. He was like, say something, say something, say something, say
And
something.
speaking of, yeah, you said, yeah, we don't talk like that over here whenever we're watching Fargo. But the first thing I heard was, "Hey, bud," whenever one of the Canadians walked in to the boxing gym. And then to kind of like project your dad. He is some bad son of a guy. Like
He's
looks
a burly man.
He looks beast. He looks like he could take you with his pinky finger. But he has the highest pitched Canadian accent I've ever heard. But he's such a good dude though. He's such a good dude. But I think we get into the boxing projections. It's 11:30.
Predictions.
Well, yeah, we'll do a little bit of rambling after if we can. And I mean, we may end up early. So here we go. First of all, what is your predictions for Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn?
Oh, Ryan Garcia.
100%.
USA, baby.
What statistics makes him better?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really big on Conor Benn. The fact that his last fight he went to distance with Regis Prograis, and Regis Prograis is old. He's like 35, 36 years old.
Isn't he in
Like
Zuffa?
Conor Benn should have stopped him, but he didn't.
Isn't Conor in
And-
Zuffa?
What was that?
Isn't Conor Benn in Zuffa, or is that another person?
Yep, Conor Benn is in Zuffa.
So
So this
how
will
is he-
be
Zuffa.
cool.
Yeah. How is he fighting Ryan Garcia? I don't know if those leagues translate.
I think they're gonna have like I don't even know how they're gonna make that work. I think I don't know, but they've had Ryan Garcia fight on PBC before, so that was also a different promotion. So maybe they'll have him just do a fight for Zuffa, or maybe they'll have Conor Ben just fight for
Man.
Zuffa, but
You,
it will
you,
be in like a different ring or something.
you think Ryan's gonna
Not
sign to
sure.
Zuffa?
So what?
You think Ryan's gonna sign to Zuffa for one match?
Not signed, but I think they could have collab promotions where he's still signed with Golden Boy Promotions, but he could still fight on a Zuffa card.
Okay. Speaking of, I just remembered this. I just now remembered this. This is crazy. What is your predictions on Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao? They just postponed it, possibly to January.
Man, that's a tough one.
Do you think
If
Pacquiao's still in shape?
If Floyd could lock in, if Floyd could actually like get in great shape and stuff, I got Floyd.
Do you think the age is going to affect the fight?
No, because they're both up there in age. So I think they're both going to be on like this like equal playing fields.
Now, do you think Money Mayweather has that speed that he used to?
No, but I think he probably still has some like punch and pop to him. He definitely doesn't have his prime speed, but he's definitely got something in him.
Didn't Pacquiao recently fight, and did he win that fight?
He had a draw with Mario Barrios, and that's who Ryan Garcia just recently beat for the world title. So
has Floyd been in it? Has he had any fights recently?
Mario Barrios?
No, Floyd.
Floyd, no.
No, he's been out of the game.
I don't know. I think last fight he had was probably an exhibition.
When was that McGregor fight against Floyd? That was a while back, wasn't it?
That was in like 2016, I believe.
Man, I remember when it actually came on TV, and I think Dad was kind of watching it. That was the big fight because MMA versus. And speaking of, since we're kind of running early on time, how do you think Conor McGregor did for a MMA fighter come into the boxing ring?
Well, if you know anything about pro boxing, a lot of that stuff is like promotional stuff. Any person that's been around boxing for long enough knew that Floyd, for one, he wasn't trying 100% against Conor McGregor.
No, I saw some good counters.
Just see, he was taking it so easy on him. He was letting the fight drag on, and then he ended up stopping him in I believe the 10th round.
Yeah.
But he was letting the fans. He was putting on a show for the fans.
Yeah, and I did see some slow-mo of the fight, and 100% McGregor did have some experience in that field because he was putting in some good it was more counter style, and he was able to hit Floyd in the early rounds, but I think Floyd obviously corrected that and didn't want to really get hit any longer, so he really turned that around. But speaking of Floyd, do you think Floyd Mayweather shaped Canelo?
Yeah, 100% he did, because that was his first loss too. That was Canelo's first loss.
Yep.
So you learn a lot from your losses in boxing.
How young was Canelo?
Especially going 12 rounds, like you're gonna learn a lot from that.
Mm-hmm.
How young was Canelo?
I learned a lot from my losses, and those are only 3 rounds. So
yeah.
I can imagine what 12 rounds would feel like.
Yeah. How young was Canelo at that point?
I think he was like 25, something like that.
Jeez. Yeah. Screw that.
I do have a question since we were talking about McGregor. He hasn't fought since 2021. And who is he fighting?
Holloway. I actually have a question that's going to involve
How do you
that.
think he's going to do, considering he hasn't fought since 2021? And he was recovering from his broken leg, and he's getting up there in age as well. Do you think he even has a chance against Holloway?
He might have a chance, but Holloway's younger, quicker. I don't think Conor McGregor will be able to. He hasn't fought in years.
Yeah.
And his last fight was he snapped his leg.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. which
I don't think Conor McGregor is. People are acting like he's gonna come back and just destroy Holloway.
I would
Like they're
love
acting
if
like
he
he's the
did.
UFC like god or something, but
Yeah.
nah, he's.
I mean, he did have his he had a good run. He had a very good run, and I would love if he would be able to come back because he is one of my favorite fighters. But I mean, everyone's hyping him up. He hasn't fought in 5
and
years.
big thing before on Holloway versus McGregor 1, McGregor did win against Holloway by decision, and so it went the full 9 yards. They did do a lot of grappling for some odd reason because they're both strikers, as you know. But so I'm gonna check that one off my list because that was one of the questions I was asking.
Sorry.
And here we go, big girthy one. I need you to talk for a while for this one. Could you give a breakdown of Boots Ennis versus Andrew Zayas, and what's in the future for the fighters?
Man, that was a great fight. You know, two great fighters. Xander Zayas, you got to give him credit because he's young. You know, and he was, I believe he was the youngest world champion there for a little while, and he became unified. And now he stepped up and fought a great opponent. You know, Boots Ennis, I think he's like 30 now. He's like either 33 or 32. No, he might be 36 and 0. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check his record later, but he's and all pretty much, I'd say near all of his fights are pretty much by knockout.
Yeah.
But yeah, Xander Zayas stepped up and he got dropped, I believe. Was it the first or second round?
I think it
was the second round.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
I did see in the highlights, Boots did get wobbled at one point, but he corrected it really quickly.
Oh yeah, he might have. I think that's one thing about Boots Ennis is he does kind of have leaky defense. He doesn't have the best defense, but everything else is great. You know, he's got great switch hitting abilities. He's flashy. He's a great fighter. Like he's definitely one of the best right now.
And speaking of on that card, you had Ben Whittaker. How do you think Ben Whittaker did? Or Whitaker, sorry. She's been correcting me all week on that question. How do you think Ben Whittaker did during his USA debut? And does he have a solid future being one of the top greats?
Yes, for sure. Because he was an Olympian. I think he fought in the Olympics. And I don't know if he placed or anything, but I know he fought for UK in the Olympics.
Man, that flashy style is insane. You see all the lower opponents he fights, he's always just like celebrating beforehand.
Showboating.
Yeah, showboating. But this one, I didn't see any showboating. I think he locked in. I genuinely think he locked in because
Yeah.
I was seeing something beforehand of some of his punches, and they were making some popping sounds. I mean, he was shadow boxing, but he punches quick. I think with that long stature and that counter style, I think dude got it. But that's obviously me as coming in as a casual. But okay, here we go. This may get personal.
Definitely great for the UK.
Yes, big time. This may get a little personal because this dude is a big name in the boxing industry. As you know, recently there's been some big news in the boxing community. Alexander Usyk has publicly stated he's vacating all of his belts and called his last dance fight against Deontay Wilder. What is your opinion on the news, and what footprint do you think Usyk has left for the boxing community?
I think he's probably the greatest heavyweight to do it, honestly. He stepped up. His boxing ability. He's gotten what? I think he's gotten 2 gold medals in the Olympics.
I don't know, but if you look at his record combined, it is insane.
Yeah, and I mean he's only fought elite competition too.
Yeah.
And you look at he has a great amateur background. He has a great pro thing and a great pro record right now, you know, undefeated, undisputed.
Yeah, his pro record
like,
was like,
honestly, like probably the best thing he can do is retire after fighting Deontay Wilder, because look at him, he beat every great heavyweight in the division.
Yeah, 100%.
So he's like the greatest to ever do it.
And then, his pro record was like 24-0, and then his full record, like amateur and that combined, was like 350 something. Like it was big. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was something really big, like 300 something to 15 losses. Dude, you want to talk about 90% win, like 98% win ratio? That's insane.
Yeah.
That,
Him and Lomachenko have the same coach. And I think it's Lomachenko's
I'm not
dad.
surprised they're both Ukrainian.
Yeah, and Lomachenko had a stupid amateur record. He only had one amateur loss, and
That's
had
crazy.
like 400 amateur fights. It was crazy.
I love Loma's gloves. I own a pair of Loma's gloves, and they do feel good. They're comfortable. They're really, really comfortable. Speaking of gloves, what
Like the brand or
yes,
the
brand.
color?
I forgot what it was called. I think it was like Lomatech or something like that. I don't know. But
Is it Venom?
No. It was another one, another brand owned by
Rival?
Loma. But I'll have to show you after the show. But they're Loma's
Definitely wanna
brand.
see that.
Yeah. Also, speaking of gloves, tell them what color gloves you gave me and why when I visited Fargo.
I gifted Corbin a little pair of some camo gloves, because he's a Texan boy. He wears his camo. He's from East Texas. He wears his camo. Like it's a southern thing. They wear their camo. So
That was the
that's
first
the
glove I
best.
put on.
That's the best color I could have given him.
Yeah.
Was those camo gloves.
They immediately felt great when I put them on. And so I was like, dude, these are broken because they already have the tears and all that stuff on top, but they're more of a statement, like kind of savory piece for me. And so I'm not gonna be using them, but definitely they're gonna be something I can look back on and it's like, hey, this is my first trip to Fargo, like kind of like a souvenir.
Yeah, 100%. It's like you came to a place a town or a city that has huge boxing culture, and like a place where boxing's pretty big. So it's like a good thing to bring back with you.
Yeah. And okay, here we go.
Because I want you to remember us for that.
Oh, 100%, dude. It was one of the best times I've had. It was amazing seeing all the just the different lifestyle. Like I left Dallas while it was like 80 something degrees because it was still getting into the peak of summer, and I dropped down on ice lakes. And that's just across the freaking USA. That's insane to me. And I have videos of obviously when we bring him back on the show, because I want Oscar back on the show. He's such an awesome guy to do that. And I'll bring up some videos
I'll be
next
back
time.
anytime.
Awesome. Oh, we'll bring up some videos. So it's been rumored Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua will happen later this year in UK on Netflix, about the August area, autumn area. Who comes out on top of that match, and what stats do you think will determine that fight?
Honestly, that's a tough one. They're both guys from the UK. That's a great super fight for the UK. I think that's a really good fight to happen. Honestly, I'm probably leaning more towards Tyson on that one.
Anthony does have a glass chin from some of the fighters that he's fought. I've seen it. Like he'll sit there get nicked, and he will start stumbling. But I think I 100% think Tyson, with his head movement and his just drunken style, I think he can probably pull out with it.
But at the same time, though, like Anthony Joshua, he was in the Olympics too. I think he won.
Yeah.
He won something in the Olympics, but he's really good too, and he's younger.
Now,
but I don't know.
Now you can't.
I don't know. That's a good fight for the UK. I'm honestly not sure who's gonna win that one.
Yeah. Now you can't look at the triangle because obviously you've seen the triangle in the UFC, how Gaethje won against Ilya, and that was not supposed to happen. Well, you've seen Anthony Joshua actually knock out whatever his name is, Ngannou, and Tyson Fury went the distance with him. So that just kind of shows. Anthony may have the power, but Tyson has the head movement, and obviously with Anthony's chin, I think that could also be an issue with him. But Katie said she has a question real quick.
Oh, it's just this isn't boxing. This is UFC. I want your opinion because I know you're big into fighting, like no matter specifically boxing, but you'll talk to Corbin, like y'all FaceTime after a big UFC fight and just sit there and
Always
just
hyped.
blabber on. What did you think about the UFC 250?
Oh, that was the best UFC event I've ever seen in my life.
It was
Okay.
very,
And
very
that
patriotic.
the main event was beautiful.
It was.
So people are making it political. Do you think it was political? I don't think it was. I don't think it didn't matter if you're Democratic or Republican. I think it was just patriotic in general, just showing the
American
fierce,
culture.
American culture. Do you think it was political?
I mean, like, I don't think it was political at all. Like, if you're a fight fan, you're gonna watch UFC White House. Like, come on now. Like, why wouldn't you watch it? Like, why would you make it a weird thing? Like,
Yeah.
just have fun, watch the fights.
Yeah.
It's at the White House. It's a historical event. Like,
I mean, they're saying
have fun,
that-
watch it. When's the last time the US has done something like that? Like, never. Like,
Never.
just have fun, watch the fights, you know? I don't see the reason to make it political.
Yeah, but I think people definitely, like, it wasn't supposed to be, but people, you know, those kinds of people definitely did want to make it political because they were saying, you know, it's a waste of tax dollars and all that stuff. But the country didn't pay for it. It was Dana White who paid for it because he wanted that event to happen. It was out of his own pocket. And everyone's saying that it was a waste of money. Well, it's not. You didn't earn that money, so it's not a waste of your money. Why are you complaining?
Yeah, and it's like Dana White and Donald Trump are friends too, so
Yeah,
it's like, of course,
absolutely.
if of course Dana White would probably ask him if he could have an event at the White House because they're cool with each other. They're gonna talk about stuff like that, so it's like,
Yeah, and
why
this
blame
year
him?
is supposed to be, you know, the biggest year for American events. Like, they're having events all year long because it's the 250th. It's a milestone.
I mean,
for the world, really.
when has there ever been an event on the White House lawn? Like, for instance,
There's
then
been a few
these jets,
like assemblies, I guess, but never nothing like
there are
this.
more hosted events by the president.
Yeah, it's
but
nothing like
this.
this.
Is like a league, official league that's on there,
Yeah.
and the jets, the heroes walking by the UFC fighters, and in the statement of Sugar Sean, these dudes that went into war and bullets flying around you for years at a time, and he was just hyped over a little UFC fight that only takes about 15 minutes. Sugar said that got him hyped.
Oh my gosh, did y'all see? Did you watch it from beginning to end?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see Dana White's face when him and Trump walked out? He looked like a little newborn baby.
Yeah, he
The
was
way he was
cheesing out. He was so
smiling,
happy.
It was so funny, and I was like, "Oh my!" Like that. Honestly, like it was so heartwarming. Like the event itself was just like America. Like, this is who we are.
And last thing before we go to the next question, Justin Gaethje was not reading the 10 Commandments. He was not. I think that CTE.
That boy can't read.
No, he can't.
No, absolutely.
And he even stated
not.
that he didn't.
Oh my gosh, Hokit.
Oh my gosh.
What
Hokit,
do you think about Hokit?
dude, that was such a controversial statement,
Not
and
good.
Dana is pissed.
I'm
But
not
I know.
talking about a statement. Just him in general.
Oh, him in general? No, yeah, go for it.
About who?
Josh Hokit.
Josh Hokit, the guy that said Michelle Obama's a man.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, bro, it's an event at the White House, a UFC event at the White House. Like, who cares, bro?
Trump was not happy with that statement. I mean, did you see the necklace that Hokit put on him? Well, when Hokit made that statement, he took it off.
No, I wasn't talking about the statement. I couldn't care less about
Yeah.
that. But everyone knows Hokit for, you know, his bandana, his shirt, his shorts, and you know, just his style of dress. He's always in American flag
Yeah.
design.
So
and all
is
that stuff. So it's
Sean Strickland, but
Yeah.
but also I didn't know if you knew this, but like I say this every time, Hokit was actually a running back in the NFL before he got into MMA,
Oh, yeah, I did know that.
and
he
for the
was
49ers.
he was on their practice squad, I think, for a lot of
Yeah.
years, so like 7 years or something like that.
Oh, isn't the Minnesota Timberwolves a Minnesota team? Okay, I was just making sure.
Yep. I've been actually following the Timberwolves a lot lately.
So how do you
LaMelo
feel?
Ball just got
yeah.
traded
How do you feel
to the
that?
Timberwolves.
How do you feel that LaMelo Ball is on the streets? Have you heard the crash stories?
I'm not gonna be in Minneapolis for the next few years. So
There we go.
yeah,
There we
I'm
go.
gonna not be driving. I might have to get like a Uber for whenever I go to Minneapolis.
I wouldn't trust the Uber. He might hit them.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna take the train. I'm gonna take the train.
There you go. You
Just
see,
walk at that point.
Yeah, you see him in front of you with his car. Okay, personally, you are a big Shakur Stevenson fan. He may not be your favorite fighter, but I know you are a big Shakur Stevenson fan. What's his future in the sport?
Oh,
Okay, Oscar, can you hear us? Yo, can
Yeah,
you
I can
us?
hear y'all.
Okay, good. We can hear you. Dang, I don't know what happened there. I think the OBS reset, and it usually does that every once in a while, but we were able to get that back on track. We're
alright.
good.
We're back with the question.
Okay, I'll repeat the question for you. So I know personally you are a big Shakur Stevenson fan, and obviously his defense. You always talk about his defense. What's his future in the sport and why?
I think he beats anyone, honestly. I think if he keeps going, keeps fighting these big names, he recently just beat Teofimo Lopez. I think if he continues to fight these guys, he's going to continue to, run through them and take them out. And I think he's going to be a lot like Mayweather, because Mayweather's defense is crazy too. I think Shakur's defense is already better than Mayweather's, though. I mean, I think Shakur I have really high hopes for him in the sport, and because he's just untouchable, you can't touch him, and the way he just dominated Teofimo Lopez, he made it look like he shouldn't even be in the ring with him.
Man.
And to do that to that elite of a fighter, that's big. Because I mean,
Yes.
look at Teo. He beat Lomachenko. He beat he's beat some big names.
Yeah. So obviously your camera's lagged. So luckily we're on the last few minutes of this, so that shouldn't affect it too much. Give me your top 10 active boxers in your opinion and why.
Active. Okay. My number one spot. Ooh, that's a tough one for the number one. I'm probably gonna give it to Inoue for now. Naoya Inoue. He's from Japan. And if you watch him, he is great. He's a bantamweight, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh.
He's crazy. He's got crazy power for how little he is. He looks like a little K-pop star, but he's a killer, straight up. And then number two, probably have to give it to Shakur Stevenson. Because he has all the skills. He has everything. Number three, actually,
Let's do top 5.
number three. Okay, top 5. Number
Yes.
3, I'm gonna say Dmitry Bivol.
Mhm.
He's just super. He's got that Soviet style. He's really cool to watch. He's got he's like got the most basic style, but he's like perfected it. He's perfected the most basic style. And then 4, I'm gonna say David Benavidez.
Ooh. Yep.
And then 5. Hold on. I'm gonna say Gervonta Davis for 5.
Gervonta Davis. And why is that?
Yep. I mean, he's a challenge for any fighter. He's really explosive with his punches. He's accurate. You know, he's got good movement. He knows how to. He's really patient. He's a really patient fighter. He looks for that knockout shot. But recently, he actually fired his head coach, and he has David Benavidez' dad training him right now. So we're gonna see how that changes his style. I don't know if it's good or bad, but
Little trick question. Can you think Gervonta Davis could stay out of prison long enough to get to his next fight?
I hope so. He needs to fight again so I could get paid again.
Yeah, he's been talking about how he needs to he's going to be retiring real soon. So we'll kind of sit at stop.
He ain't gonna retire.
Okay, now I want to hear some elite ball knowledge. What's your top 10 or top 5 all-time retired boxers?
All-time retired?
Yes.
Okay, this probably won't be in a specific order,
That's fine.
but you said top 10 or top 5?
Top 5.
Top 5. Okay, retired. Ooh. No specific order, but Tommy Hearns, Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, Sugar Ray Leonard. You got to throw Muhammad Ali on there.
There you go. I love it a lot. Okay. At last 2 questions, and obviously, if you notice, the time is about 12 a.m. Well, 12 p.m. We're gonna go a little bit over because that little mishap. We don't know what happened. I guess OBS and the computer reset. So after a devastating jaw-breaking loss, do you think Jake Paul is going to box again? And if so, who do you think is going to be against?
Yeah, I think he could for sure come back from that. I mean, he fought Anthony Joshua, and it's Jake Paul. Like, come on now. He's kind of you got to give credit to Jake Paul because he's doing his own thing in the sport of boxing. No one else is really doing what he's doing. He's just doing his own thing, and he's got his own promotional company. But yeah, he could for sure bounce back from that. And he's not a bad boxer. He's got good instincts. He's got the basics down. You know, he's not like, you could obviously tell he started later in his life. You could obviously tell he hasn't been boxing his whole life. You could just tell just by looking at the way he fights and stuff.
I know they did a little bit of wrestling, but not boxing.
Yeah, you could, but he could for sure bounce back from that.
A funny little thing. Did you know Jake is talking about going to college and trying out for football, American football?
I did not know about that. Jake Paul is?
Yes, he wants to go to the NFL. I don't know why. I think he's trying to follow his brother, just being in a big league. But he realized, I kind of think he realized how good professional boxers are. And I think he kind of just said, hey, I don't know. And so I think he's going to try another sport. But he's came out with that public statement that he's going to try to go to college and try to get into the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, he's an athletic guy. I mean, to be a fighter, you have to be athletic. He could for sure do it, I think. You know?
Who was that?
He's just got to lose some of the weight. He was kind of looking kind of puffy in his last fight with Anthony Joshua. I know he had to kind of move up, but
who was it Brock Lesnar that played for the Vikings?
He played for, I think he did play for the Vikings for a little bit, yeah.
So that shows that level can play. So, I mean, we'll see if that happens. I highly doubt it. Because NFL's pretty picky. But at the same time, I got to remember, Eagles just hired somebody that had no football experience. He was just big and tough. But lastly,
that's basically how he got in the UFC too. He had that wrestling experience, but other than that, that's all he had.
So lastly, this is going to throw you off guard. I know it's your favorite league. I know your personal opinion on this topic, which I find funny. What's your opinion on the new Zuffa Boxing League?
I'm not high on it, to be honest. Dana White needs to stick to MMA. I don't know, like I don't know why he's trying to get into the boxing game, because like I don't know, because here's the thing with Zuffa. It's like it's kind of like UFC, where it's like its own brand too. It's not just a promotional company.
Yeah.
It's a brand. So they have to wear like Zuffa gloves, Zuffa uniforms, Zuffa even Zuffa shorts.
Yeah.
And I think that takes away from the creativity from boxing, and it takes away from like I feel as though it takes away from like it takes away from the uniqueness of the fighter.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing with boxing. You're a unique fighter, your own stylistic fighter.
Yeah,
And
that's like
I feel like if you're not able to, you know, you wear your own stuff and you have to wear the Zuffa branding, I think that takes away from
that's like if
professional boxing.
Sugar Sean didn't have his colored hair for every fight.
Yeah. It's just it's not the same. No. So lucky for you, that was the last question from me. So
okay.
How do you feel about your first interview?
I had a lot of fun. Honestly, I would do these a lot. I'm honestly like, let me know. Hopefully we could get Coach on the stream too.
Yeah.
We'll Coach on the
was it
show.
as hard as you thought? What was it? The interviews as hard and nerve-wracking as you thought?
No, not at all. I thought these just felt like we were having a conversation. Like, I like these questions.
Yeah. And obviously I know a lot personal about him, so obviously nobody else is going to get this personal on you. I'm just going to be honest. So this was probably one of the most intricate interviews that you're going to have. So there's a couple things I need to wrap up with. If there's any fights I possibly could have missed, please inform me really quick and follow up with your predictions.
I can't really think of anything big that's lined up right now.
I got you.
Other than the main one I could think of right now is that Ryan Garcia fight.
Awesome. And so that was technically a question, but still last. This will be the last part before we wrap up. Is there anything you want to say to the viewers that I wasn't able to touch on in this interview before you go on with your day?
I just want to say to the viewers that y'all should start watching boxing if you all haven't. It's a great thing to get into. Same with UFC too. It's a very entertaining hobby to get into. It's easy to get into as well. And I just want to thank everyone for tapping into the show. And thanks for having me.
And obviously we're gonna FaceTime after, just to kind of talk about it. But just
get some off-air stuff.
You just said something that reminded me. If someone wants to, like, if one of the viewers desperately want to get into boxing, what's the first fight they should search up on YouTube and see?
Ooh, that's a great question. First fight.
Just kind of get the feel.
If they're getting into watching.
Honestly,
yeah. If they want to get into watching.
If they want to get into boxing, like get into the sport.
Watching it.
Yeah, into watching it and understanding the sport. What's a good boxing match? Because there's some that will go the distance, but they're just running. I mean, what's a good boxing match for them to go watch right now, where they can say, "Oh man, I do like this sport."
Honestly, I would say if you're first beginning, to watch a lot of the more entertaining fights, like the more knockout style. Like I'd say to watch a lot of Mike Tyson when you first start, because that's going to get you excited about boxing. It's going to get you like loving it and stuff, because a lot of the high technical stuff is like when you first start, you won't understand a lot of it. You'll probably think it's boring if you first watch a really technical bout like Floyd Mayweather or something like that. So I'd recommend in the beginning, if you first start out, to watch a lot of like Mike Tyson, maybe like a lot of the old fights like Sugar Ray Leonard, or Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the older, like in the 80s and stuff, they have like really basic styles too, but they were dogs. Like they had a lot of more knockouts back then. A lot of the times they went 15 rounds too.
Yeah. And
I'm not gonna lie, I'm so serious about this. This is gonna sound so stupid, The only reason I ever started watching boxing was because of the Creed and Rocky movies. I'm
She's a
so
big fan.
serious. I'm so serious.
Oh yeah, if you're
They're
first getting into
such good
boxing, watch
movies.
those movies. They're really good movies, even,
But you
even if
have
you're not
to-
a boxing fan.
You have to watch it from beginning to end. Like, you don't have to watch the Rocky movies to watch the Creed movies, but I do recommend it because obviously Sylvester Stallone is in them and it's classic Rocky.
Yeah, and obviously we're gonna keep on Oscar on the show until we close out. But I'm gonna make a couple announcements. Dad is going live just about right now. We have 5 minutes over.
He's on Facebook,
yes.
on the Grant Sleen Son. He is streaming the
Greg Abbott interview.
Abbott interview over in Canton, so he had to leave to go take care of that while we interviewed our friend.
And little insight, we may Dad's gonna try to get him to agree to it, but we're gonna try to get
He
Greg
may be
Abbott
a
to call in.
guest.
We may have him call in from obviously Austin, Texas, and it's gonna be awesome. And then secondly, I don't have the flyer to show up right now, but Tristan Autry and Coleman Weatherford is playing July 11th. They just got done with their June 27th show. It was funny because Tristan left his guitar in one of our buddy Micah's truck, and Micah was in Dallas, and so he had to whip out the electric guitar, and he killed it, man. He can correct really well. But other than that, I'm gonna throw it over to Katie to wrap up. We enjoyed having you, Oscar. It's very much an honor to have you on the show, and please,
I appreciate y'all having me.
nudge at your dad. Tell him we need him, get him on the show whenever he's free.
I'll tell him right away. Don't worry about that.
100%. But if you wanna dip out, we got you. But other than
Probably
that,
call you.
we're gonna have Katie go ahead and wrap up. If you want to stick around, you can. But I'm for sure gonna call you afterwards, and we'll talk a little bit more.
All right. Hey, I appreciate everyone for tapping into the show. I appreciate Katie and Corbin for having me. Like, I really appreciate y'all for. I wouldn't have had anyone else. I wouldn't have want anyone else to have me for my first interview.
Yeah. And do you have any shout outs, by the way? I know we asked this earlier, but do you have any more shout outs that you want?
Yeah, I want to shout out to my girlfriend Oriana, my mom, my dad, my siblings. I love y'all. Yeah. If any other families watching this, shout out to y'all too.
Your best friend over there.
Yep.
But yeah, shout out to Isaiah, Jaden.
Yep. Well, that's how we have for Barbot. Dadgummit, my dyslexia is coming in. Oscar Barbot. We thank the Golden Gloves champion again for being on the show. Katie, to you to wrap it up.
All right. Well, y'all go download our app on VZTV. It is free. Or go download our app VZTV on Apple, Android, Roku, and Amazon Fire.
Yep.
And if you don't have anywhere that you can download it, you can always open a browser, search up live.grandsleanson.com, and you can watch it on there. Just be sure, tune in. We have relatively stopped streaming on Facebook, so we will make posts when we are going live. We are live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. every week, every day. But we will make posts out on Facebook telling you, if we're running late, because this show, we run late, things happen. That's just live TV for you. Go check out our sponsors. They are the reason that you are able to watch us and see us conduct these interviews and talk about local news, government things, all that. Just be sure, go shop local, go check out all of our sponsors. They're very sweet, very giving, just really awesome businesses and really awesome people in general. And I think that is all we have. We will see y'all tomorrow at 10 a.m.